Hello everybody and welcome back to the Oxford United Road to Glory career mode. I know it's been a few days, obviously the Premier League has just returned this weekend, so I kind of wanted to watch as much football as I could this weekend after being starved of it for the last few months. The Euros was great and all, but you know what, you can't beat club football in my opinion. And obviously United did return on Friday night with a brilliant win over Fulham, and at the time of recording we're only an hour away from the final game of the Premier League weekend, not at the time of recording, I should say the time of premiering is what I should say, where Leicester City, ironically our next opponent in this career mode, will be taking on Tottenham Hotspurs. So I just didn't want these episodes to kind of clash with the Premier League. I know these episodes obviously are on demand, but I always like to do the Premier at first, just so you can get the closest thing to a live experience without physically being live. So that's why I left it for a few days. But as you can see here, we are in the January transfer window. I wouldn't be expecting too much business to be done. The only potential business that we might do ourselves is a transfer for a new backup goalkeeper. Beadle is becoming increasingly unhappy because he's just not playing. And to be honest with you, he's not been great since we brought him back. I just have a horrible feeling that if something happened to Bazunu, Beadle would let us down in our hunt for the Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup. So that's something I'm scouting for in the background to see what goalkeepers might be available. We don't have an awful lot of money at the moment, just to kind of give you a brief look there, 685,000. And if we go to Beadle in the squad hub here and go to financial, he's only worth about 9.5 million, so I'd say 11 million at most is what we could get for him. So I have to be very specific about the kind of price range and age of the goalkeeper as well, because obviously some older keepers will cost a bit less. He's obviously 77 rated, but doesn't really feel like it. So if I'm bringing in a backup goalkeeper to Bazunu, who as you can see there, 84 rated, and he's only 25, so he could still keep going up. I need somebody who's only a few ratings lower, ideally kind of around 79, 80 rated. I think that would be the kind of ideal kind of rating I'd be looking for. Burke obviously is out on loan as well. That was just kind of as an emergency option. I just said I'd loan him out so that he's not rotting away in the reserves and not getting any growth, even though to be honest with you, he's not really grown at Fulham either, but whatever. So we'll see what happens there with that. But as I say, just to give a little preview of what to expect today, I'll show you the highlights of these games against Leicester and Wolves. We'll play the full Chelsea game, and we'll also play the full game here against Galatasaray in the first leg of the last 16 of the Champions League. Liverpool away, United at home, Forest away, so some other good games there as well that we will show the highlights of. But first things first, let's get into this game against Leicester, who we had a 9-goal thriller against in the last episode. So let's hope if there's going to be another goal fest, it's heavily in our favour. So without further ado, let's get into that game. So I normally don't do this. I'm currently in the middle of playing the game against Leicester. We have just gone 1-0 up. I had to show you the highlight of this goal. Look at that flick from Rhino. And a left-footed finish on the edge of the box from Diao into the bottom corner. What a goal. Diao has scored some absolute beauties in this career mode, and that is right up there with the best of them. That gives us a 1-0 lead against Leicester. I'll be back with the rest of the highlights at the end of the game as JJ celebrates. Well lads, here we are again, during the game. Diao heard what I said and went, "I'll take your compliment and raise you one." He has just scored another absolute bloody beauty here. Look at this, I'll leave the goal speak for itself. What a finish. Holy S-word. As you can tell, I'm trying to tone it down a little bit with the swearing, so yeah, that's why you might hear me censor myself there at times. I don't care that we've already seen these goals, I want to see them again. Look at this from Rhino. That's a beautiful flick. I remember Juan Mata had a very similar flick towards Chris Smalling in the Champions League against Wolfsburg back in 2015. And that was an absolutely fantastic ball from him, and it's also a fantastic ball from Rhino. It may not be a gore, but it's the assist equivalent of a gore. Absolutely fantastic. That gave us the 1-0 lead, as you know. And then this. I thought, like, that's going to be the best goal of the episode. This one's giving it a run for its money, though. It reminds me an awful lot of Ashley Young's first goal for United against Arsenal. Back in that 8-2 victory. Look at this from Diao. The curve on that. right into that top corner. That gave us a 2-0 lead. It was a pretty comfortable performance from us. Of course, we had to concede a very typical FC24 style goal. No defence there, ran completely through us. Bazunu's never going to get in the end of that. But that was all Leicester really did, to be honest with you, for the majority of the game. They didn't really threaten us too much. And with about 5 minutes to go, Will Holmes, with his 15th league goal of the season, thankfully wrapped things up. 3 points to begin this episode from the team on top of the table against the team at the bottom of the table. And now we move on into our first FA Cup game away from home against one of our bogey teams in this series, Chelsea. So this is the team we're going to use at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Bazunu obviously in goal. Strong back four. Spence, Flynn, Martinez and Warren. Gallagher back in the starting 11 for this game. We played Gerrard in the last one alongside Jeff Jarrett. I have put Tyler Goodrum in for this game. Goodrum for me this season has almost been a bit like Ji-sung Park. You can bring him into these big games and he'll always put in a performance. Olise will be on the bench. I've just realised I forgot to make one of the changes that I was going to make, so I'll do that live on stream, not on stream, on video I should say. Rhino as the number 10, Diao out wide. Aaron Connolly, he was the main man in the Cups when he was here during his first spell. Let's put him in for this game against Chelsea. At least we know we have players like Holmes and Olise on the bench. You might be wondering why Brannigan's on the bench. That's because he asked to play in this game, and you know what? I didn't want to say no to him, so I've put him on the bench. We've taken Eric off the bench because Bloom, he can play either side of full back if we need him to. Martinez can shift into left back if we need him to, but hopefully we won't need him to. And yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's get into this game against Chelsea. So here we are once again. They've already beaten us twice this season. They knocked us out of the League Cup as well, Chelsea. Both those games were at the Kassam, so let's try and get a bit of revenge and beat them on their own turf, just like they did to us. But Chelsea are the current Premier League champions as well in this career mode, so they've done quite well, in fairness to them. I have to give them credit, but let's make sure they don't destroy our treble dreams before they even really begin. I can't speak English apparently. Here's Warren. Go on, Aaron Connolly. Oh, I tell you what. If he had a stronger weak foot. Then again, if my nan had wheels, she'd be a bike. I also did want to say thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed to this channel. I really, really appreciate it. I've seen a few new names popping up in the comment section, which is great to see. At the time of recording, we are 1 subscriber away from 150, so if you do enjoy this series and the other videos, please do give a subscribe, as Conor Gallagher lines one up here against his old team, but he's no Diao, so that was never going to go in. But yeah, if you are new around here and you do enjoy the content, as I say, please hit that subscribe button. I don't ask you to do it an awful lot because sometimes it just feels a bit needy, but with the amount of subscriptions we've gotten lately, I just thought it was worth mentioning. As you can see there, we've got 150 career wins, so let's mark that by getting 150 subscribers. But no, you're all very welcome to the channel. Obviously we do a lot of FIFA/FC content on here, but there's going to be a lot more content coming up as well. I've given the channel a bit of a makeover, a new profile picture, a new cover picture, so expect a lot in the next few months. I'm really, really looking forward to it. YouTube is probably the thing I'm enjoying the most at the moment out of all the projects that I've taken on, and it's the one that I've always wanted to do for the longest time, if that makes sense. I've always, from a very young age, I've always loved watching career modes on YouTube, and I've always enjoyed the content that creators put out. It's always something I've wanted to give a go myself, and we've been doing it on and off the last few years, but I want to commit to it a hell of a lot more. So hopefully you'll be along the journey with me. And as you can see as well on the community tab, I am dropping a few hints about the next career mode. Basically, I've already told you who the next club is, but we'll do a deep dive into that in the first episode of that career mode. We'll do like a pilot style episode like we did for this career mode and like we did for Turl United and Clown United back in the day. But half an hour into this game against Chelsea, not an awful lot happening. Is Jarrett over to Rhino. Can he see Aaron Connolly? Yes, he can. Go on, Aaron. Again, better accuracy that time with the strike on his weak foot, but not enough power. Olise is on the bench, so Jarrett will come over and take this corner. The captain. Let's whip in this ball towards Lissandro Martinez, who has scored a few headers in this career mode. Had a fantastic performance against Fulham as well. Martinez sent Traore back to the gym. I absolutely loved that quote. Here's Tyler Goodrum. Oh, unlucky. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, Chelsea got away with one there. I thought I was going to get to close him down, but unfortunately not. Here's Jed Spence. Gets intercepted in the end by Truffert, who's being a trooper at the moment with this run down the left-hand side. Is Christopher Nkunku, who's been a nightmare to come up against in this season in particular. That was a risky ball across the face of goal. Probably should not have done that, but thankfully we got away with it. But then Rhino loses it. That is something as well I wanted to say on this episode that we will be including in every career mode going forward. Obviously in Turl United we created Dylan Turl and put him up front. Dylan is my birth name, for those of you that don't know. I know it's confusing for people when they see Joe Turl and they wonder why people call me Dylan. For those of you who are new, I referee pro wrestling shows, and I use Joe Turl as my name when I referee. So that's the name I use on social media and YouTube and so on and so forth. So now you know. Before I finish that story, let me try and defend here against Chelsea. Good save by Gavin Bazunu, who is playing his first FA Cup game in quite some time. There's Dembele on the bench. They've got a strong squad, Chelsea. They really, really do. But something we will be including in every career mode going forward is created players. As Martinez gets that away. Tamori. Oh, another good save by Bazunu. Chelsea really applying the pressure here. At the end of this first half, Fernandez headed away by Jarrett. Once again, though, back to a Chelsea player. They've all got magnets in their boots. That is what it's looking like at the moment. Goretzka, Nkunku, get rid of it. Please blow the whistle, ref. Thank bloody God, because Palmer intercepted that again. God, Chelsea will be kicking themselves there that they haven't gone 1-0 up. I'm not going to change anything just yet. I'm still going to stick at what I have. Bit of a dead first half there for the most part as we enter this second 45 minutes. But obviously then for the created players in Cloyne United, we had Dylan Turl rebranded as a midfielder. We had JJ up front, Alex Cullen out on the right, and Porrig, the fat gorilla, at the back. They're two of my real life best friends, Alex and Porrig, and JJ, a legend of this channel. He's the reason we're doing this Oxford career mode, so shout out to JJ, my man. And he suggested a lot of signings in this career mode as well. So JJ has been a big help in this. This is his career mode as much as it is mine. But here's Enzo Fernandez. Oh, good tackle by Warren. I have to remember as well, this would go to a replay, because they haven't gotten rid of replays in the game yet. I really, really could do without that. And Diao, who's had a brilliant start with this episode. Oh, and he continues that run. Well, he scored two beauties against Leicester City. This one may not be as appealing on the eye, as I nearly choke on my own spit there. My apologies. But it's a very, very important goal from Diao. Lovely finish, brilliant run down that left-hand side. That's more of a trademark Diao goal. He has scored a few beauties. He got one in the Conference League last season. He scored an absolute screamer towards the end of last season in that competition. He obviously got the two screamers against Leicester today, but he's gotten a very important goal here against Chelsea. We take the lead here in the third round of the FA Cup. Of course we get Chelsea though in the third round. I find that the later I go into career mode, the tougher the teams get in the early stages of the FA Cup. Always. But hey ho, at least we're in a better position to deal with these teams. It's not like when we were in League One or the Championship or the first Premier League season. Even though we did win the League Cup in that season, but still. Oh, Enzo's in though. Are they going to get an equaliser straight away? Oh, yes they are. Oh, for God's sake. That is happening so much recently, where teams are just scoring as soon as they concede. They go right at the other end and get the equaliser. Like, look at this. Flynn, he sends back to Ireland. Bazunu, again, couldn't really do much about it. And it's 1-1 here at Stamford Bridge. Well, that's annoying. That is annoying. And the thing is, that's not just an FC24 problem. That's been a problem in this game for years now. Years and years. It's so frustrating. But can we score basically right from the kickoff? Goodrum cuts it back into Jarrett, who loses it. Oh, God. This is going to be another tough one, I can tell, against Chelsea. Is Moreira here? Oh, where's the defence again? Martinez. It's a great tackle, but it goes right bloody back to him. Thankfully hits the side netting. Now we're going to make a change. I'm going to keep Goodrum on for now. Diao's a little bit tired, but we'll keep him on. Will Holmes, time for you to enter the frame. Connolly had a few chances in the first half. He's been relatively quiet here in the second half. They're bringing on Dembele as well. So we're both making quite big changes. As we come into the last 20 minutes of this game here. Here's Warren. Tomori. Why'd you have to go back to Chelsea? Why did you have to come back here? Ben White. Arsenal fans look away. Another one of your players joining a rival team. Dembele. Moreira. He must be a new signing for Chelsea. I don't think he's come up against us before. Nkunku has, though, and he nearly put them 2-1 up there. Dembele. Oh, it's a good ball in. Llorente, though, bloody hell, he actually did us a favour there. He cleared it for us, but they do get it back. Enzo again. Enzo again. I just don't understand why we find these absolute just so-and-sos so difficult to play against. They've taken a 2-1 lead against us here. It's Enzo Fernandez again. It's a really good finish. Bazunu, I think, was... His vision was obstructed there. Yeah, we're doing it. 4-4-2. 4-4-2. This has been a cheat code of a formation at the best of times. Diao is going to move up front, make him a left forward. Rhino can go out on the right. Goodrum on the left. Okay, Olise is going to come on. I'm in two minds. Do I put Rhino in the midfield alongside Gallagher? Alongside Jarrett and take off Gallagher? Fuck it, let's do it. And I know I just broke my own rule of swearing there, but whatever. Who cares? It's only one F-bomb, leave me alone. He gets a -4, but who cares? He can do the job there. They're taking off Cole Palmer. We're bringing on, what's his name? Olise. Forgot his bloody name, my star signing. Oh, that's really annoying. And, of course, then we just run right into him. So, it looks like the treble dream might be over, lads. The treble may be over. Unless we can find an equaliser here in the next 10 minutes. But it's just... Chelsea just proved to be... They just seem to be our kryptonite. They just seem to be... Oh, Olise! Oh, he nearly broke the curse there. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. I need to put Olise on corners here. He's going to whip this one in. 8 minutes to go. Olise. Oh, right at the keeper. I think it was Martinez. Headed it right at the Chelsea goalkeeper. And they look to break now. Llorente. Oh, I don't believe this. I hate Chelsea so much. I hate these absolute so-and-sos so freaking much. Goodrum out to Diao. Can he go on another run? I don't think he's going to have the pace. Here's Goodrum. Go on, lad. Go on, Tyler. Please, for the love of God. Olise, please! Oh my God, what a block. What a block. Oh my God! Oh, the FA Cup dream is going to be... We've never won the FA Cup. In this career mode, I mean. Is this going to be the trophy that eludes us? Olise. What the hell happened there? Diao! Good save again! My God! It's still not telling me how much added time. Olise. Will Holmes! That's going to be that. That is going to be that. So the FA Cup dream is going to end before it even really begins, lads. Oh, this is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. Yeah, that's going to be that. We're not going to have enough time. Well, the treble dream will remain a dream. Unfortunately, the FA Cup will be a trophy that eludes us here in the Oxford United career mode. Obviously, this is our final season. That is a real kick in the ass. And do you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I would have rather have lost to Liverpool or even City than Chelsea. Chelsea have really been our main rival since we got promoted. We beat them in the League Cup final. We got a huge Premier League victory against them in very funny circumstances in the first season. But unfortunately here in our final season, they seem to have our number. So heartbreaking. And you know what, lads? I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while. Let's quick sim this game against Wolves. I'll go with the strongest team. Let's pray for no injuries or suspensions and for a victory. What happens here against Wolves? We get a 3-1 win. Diao with another brace. Never mind, Diao with the hat-trick, absolutely stealing this episode again. Of course, we have to leave in a consolation goal from Hwang Yi-chan, but look, it's 3 points. At least the Premier League is still going well. And just as a reminder of how things currently stand in the Premier League, as you can see, we are 7 points clear of Manchester City in second place. They're on 46 points. We're on 53 points, just over halfway through the season. So the Premier League title race is looking very promising for us at the moment. Well, can we play you every week? Because you have been an absolute joy to come up against anytime we've come up against you this season. It's been brilliant. Diao, I love this man so much. I cannot put into words how much I love this man. Tyler Goodrum there with a David Beckham-esque cross. I tell you what, Dwight Yorke scored a very similar goal at Anfield in 1999. Brilliant ball in by Goodrum. Diao with the header, showing he can do more than just score beauties. He can score brilliant headed goals as well. Bazunu applauds, as he should, because Diao is on fire. Then Will Holmes scored one of the scruffiest goals I've ever seen. Like, look at this. How did Alisson not save that? I know he's like 36 at this stage, and no, I am not making a repeat of the error that I made a few years ago where I mocked PK's age. It's a genuine observation. I need to see this once again. Brilliant interception by Rhino. Slots it to Will Holmes, who, you know, miskicks it a bit. It, like, dribbles its way into the net. How is he not saving that? Absolutely criminal. But speaking of criminal, look at this. Again, I don't even know what else to say here. Great save by Bazunu. But for some reason, when he gets up, he's like, I'll just leave it. Does not go to pick it up. He would have got there before Gakpo. He did pull one back for Liverpool. Thankfully, it didn't mean an awful lot. Jeff Jarrett, the captain, he gets a goal as well. Another assist by Tyler Goodrum. Just put him in for Olise today with the game against United coming up in a short space of time. Very quick turnover, so I thought, let's use the squad as much as we possibly can. Jarrett there with his trademark celebration. And then Will Holmes with a channel trademark goal here. The fish and chip. Look at the way this lands. Oh, absolutely excellent. His second goal of the game, our fourth. Liverpool were just not at the races today. They were far from it. And Henry Lucas then, just to rub a bit more salt in that wound. Great run by Olise. Probably would have been a penalty had Lucas not slotted it in. But we beat Liverpool by the same scoreline we beat them by, I should say, at the Kassam. 5-1. Absolutely love it. Now let's take on Manchester United. It's always a bittersweet feeling playing Manchester United, but we beat us 3-0. Will Holmes got the goal scoring started here. He had a brilliant performance. Look at this for a finish as well. His so-called weaker foot in off the bar. That is a beautiful strike. I'll let Will Holmes celebrate it. I'll let the Oxford fans celebrate. I can't celebrate goals against United. I just can't. It just feels wrong. There was a couple of saves here by Bazunu and Lopez. Nothing overly of note. But Will Holmes did get the second goal of the game as well. Really good run here. I was shitting my pants at this stage though, because Lisandro Martinez had picked up another injury. It was telling me that I should probably take him off. Thankfully, he ran off the injury. I did end up taking him off in the second half just as a precaution, but he did run off the injury, thanks be to the FIFA gods. Again, though, not really much else happening throughout the game. Will Holmes does get the assist here for Jeff Jarrett, but look at this. That's not where I meant for the ball to go. It's a brilliant finish by the captain, his 5th league goal of the season, but I was trying to square that for Gallagher. But it ended up going back to Jarrett. But thankfully, he has a brilliant strike on him. And that sealed 3 points with a 3-0 win. And now we move on into our next game away from home at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest. So lads, I didn't think things could get more frustrating than that Chelsea game in the FA Cup. But I think Nottingham Forest probably just topped it. So Oscarson, however you say his name, Forest were absolutely all over me. I just could not get the ball off them. Every single time I would intercept them, 2 seconds later they would intercept me. They take a short corner here, into the box, into Oscarson, puts it through the legs of Flynn, or at least, past Flynn, and past Bazunu in the net. That was 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. I don't even know what these highlights are, but we had so many chances. We should have been winning this game comfortably. That was a pretty awkward chance, to be fair, for Goodrum. Rhino, who's not really been at it, apart from that brilliant assist against Leicester in the first game of this episode, he missed a good chance there. But then we thankfully did get an equaliser from Will Holmes. Tyler Goodrum, one of the best players in the episode, he's in brilliant form. He cut it back. Will Holmes was able to smack it in. Still though, we just could not get the bounce of the ball. Forest again all over us, and then Mangala put them 2-1 up with 15 minutes to go. I was nearly willing to accept that we had lost the game. I don't think it shows it here. No, never mind, it does. Aaron Connolly we brought off the bench. We went to a 4-4-2. Look at this. It's like he tried to miss it. A perfectly weighted ball by Will Holmes. Aaron Connolly on his strongest side. What was that? As I said, if I didn't know any better, I think he was trying to miss it. In the 90th minute though, it took our captain Jeff Jarrett, who's in decent goal scoring form, to get a last minute equaliser, and that did mean that we shared the points with Nottingham Forest. So the first Premier League game that we haven't won in this episode, but at least we were able to scrape something out of it. And you know what, with the way the game went, a draw was probably more than we deserved. But anyways, we move on into the Champions League up next against Galatasaray. But before then, I'll give you one last look at the Premier League table before we wrap things up in the Champions League. And by wrapping things up, I obviously meant wrapping them up in the episode and not in the Champions League. So, my bad. But we are 12 points clear at the top of the table. So we are more clear now than we were at the beginning. So that draw, as annoying as it was, in the end doesn't really mean an awful lot. It just stopped us from going more clear than we already are. I'm too fucking tired to do maths right now, and I even dropped an F-bomb there, so that'll tell you how less of an F that I give at the moment. But as you can see, they're 12 points clear of Man City. Lads, if we don't win this league title, we don't deserve to win any other trophy for the rest of not just this career mode, but any other career mode that we ever do, if we let this slip. Oh god, I've said it now. I've said what Steven Gerrard said. It's all going to go downhill, lads. That was the start of it. That draw against Forest is the start of it. I'm obviously joking, at least I hope I am. But as you can see there, I think Leeds is up next. No, it's not. That's... Oh, maybe it is. Is it? Yes, it is. Leeds is up next. So they are currently in 7th place. I remember they were having a good season. And as you can see there, it's still very close in that top 4 race. Only 4 points between 4th and 8th. United have dropped off to 10th, which is really depressing to see, with a negative goal difference. Don't like that. Relegation zone at the moment is Burnley, Brentford and Leicester, so not looking good for those teams. Bournemouth are ahead of Burnley on goal difference. Brighton not too far off either. And Forest, as you can see there, not particularly having a good season, but of course they turn up against us. The only good thing was it was neither of their first goals of the season, which was something. But anyways, we do move on into the Champions League against Galatasaray. Let's do a quick press conference here, because why not? Get that morale up a little bit. I'm still gutted about the FA Cup. I mean, at the end of the day, if you told me I wasn't going to win one of the 3 trophies to win the treble, the FA Cup is probably the one I would have picked to not win. But still, it would have been nice. And I was only kind of thinking about it there when I was playing the game against Forest. We've done worse as a Premier League team in the FA Cup than we did when we were in the Football League. We got to the semi-final of the FA Cup when we were in the Championship. We got to the quarter-final twice, I think. Sorry, no, what am I saying? It would have only been once, actually. No, we were only in League One for a season, so it couldn't have been twice. But we got to the quarter-final. There's a bit of a kick clash here as well. Galatasaray are going to have to wear white and we'll wear red and black. That's the only way I can fix it. But we got to the quarter-finals, I think, in League One. Or at least we got to the 5th round, something like that. But yeah, in the Premier League, we've done really poorly in the FA Cup, which is a shame. But anyways, our attention focuses to the Champions League. Martinez's sharpness is a bit low. That's a bit annoying, but whatever. Rhino, apart from that assist for Diao, hasn't had the best episode. I am going to start Goodrum here, not instead of Olise. Instead of Rhino, Olise through the middle, Diao on the left. But listen, he's still going to be a very important player for the rest of this career mode. But I just think with his rating at the moment and with how good Goodrum has been, no pun intended, I think this is the best team to go with right now. Everything else stays the same. Our first knockout tie in the Champions League. Thank God it's not against the Belgian team. Instead, it's against a Turkish team in Galatasaray, who are currently going to welcome us to hell, as the old phrase used to go in that stadium anytime they would play an English team. And I know all about it as a United fan. Going to Galatasaray, or just going to Turkey in general, always seems to be a very tough fixture. I remember Real Madrid beat them 6-1 in 2013 in the Champions League group stage. I was so happy, because it bloody annoys me how much we struggle against Turkish teams. So it was nice to see them get battered by Real Madrid that time. I know Real Madrid aren't English. I'm over-explaining this. What I meant was, it was nice to see Galatasaray get battered, because they've normally battered us anytime we go there. And we had an annoying 3-3 draw there last season as well. Anyways, it's quite late, lads. It's quite late at the time of recording. I apologise. But we are here in the last 16. It's been a good episode overall. Obviously, the last game against Forest wasn't great, and the game against Chelsea wasn't either. What a start this could be here, though. So anyways, as I was saying, yeah, it's always tough for English teams to come here to Turkey, especially when the strikers are in one-on-one with the goalkeeper. They normally tend to have issues getting the shot on target. Thankfully, we don't seem to have that issue, because Will Holmes didn't just miss a chance that could have put us 1-0 up in the first 3 minutes. What are you talking about? It never happened. Shut up. But here's Pop, looking to pass it to Rock. That was a terrible joke. I should have said Punk. Love a bit of pop punk, so I do. Here's Bazunu. That was very close. Conor Gallagher now. Over to Warren, who has been an excellent signing at left back. Oh, we lose it again though, but Diao does really well to win that back. Here's Spence. It's our 250th game in charge. Congratulations to JJ on that. Here's Tyler Goodrum. Oh, so unlucky. Oh, it's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. I have to give him credit. We tried to fish and chip him. Goodrum plays for Ireland, but was born in England, so he has the fish and chip genes. Why is Jarrett on the corner? I was going to say, did I accidentally put Rhino in instead of Elise? Okay, Jarrett should not be on the corners. That should be Elise. Elise should be on everything here, apart from penalties. Yeah, I don't know why I changed all that. That was weird, but anyways, have to do it manually here as well. We get a corner kick here in the 12th minute. Sandro Martinez has scored a few headers from corners, but he won't score one here. Terrible ball in. But I tell you what, if we get knocked out of the Champions League, I will be absolutely bloody gutted. I really will. Winning the league title, listen, obviously is a great way to end the series, but I would be gutted if we never won the Champions League in this career mode. It was like when I did that final season of Turl United. We had the Premier League and Champions League to win in the last episode. We'd already won the FA Cup. There was so much pressure going into that last episode. Go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. It was a very dramatic final day of the Premier League season and a Champions League final. That's still one of my favourite goals that I've ever scored on this channel. It was amazing. Here's Will Holmes, right at the keeper. Oh, it's getting tense in here, lads. It's getting tense. I need to loosen up a bit. Oh, good interception by Elise. That's not the ball we were looking for, but it will go out for a throw-in. Diao will take over to Flynn, who I have never scored a goal with in this career mode. I think he might have scored in like a simmed game or something. That gave me a fright there. Martinez very nearly losing it, and they would have been clean through there. But here's Spence. Olise's in the middle. Can he find him? Oh, he could! But it's a great save again by the goalkeeper. We need to capitalise on this momentum. We really, really do. Martinez couldn't get there. Here's Will Holmes. Have a go, lad. Why not? Out for another corner. Defending for their lives here at the moment, Galatasaray. We've definitely been the better team going forward. Oh, Martinez gets taken out of it there. And it's right into the arms of the keeper again. Come on. Here's Goodrum. Oh, Jeff Jarrett. Can he get another goal today? No, he bloody can't! What is going on with our finishing? Absolutely terrible. Spence. Into Goodrum. Oh, Will Holmes. Oh, should have done better with that. Why did he slow down? Why did he slow down? It really annoys me when they do that. Yes, I did just burp mid-sentence. My channel, leave me alone. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so narky. Conor Gallagher. Go on, Olise's in. Lovely turn. Olise. Get in there! Oh, I just hit my flipping finger off the table. Oh, that really hurt. But I don't care. We are 1-0 up here. Just before half-time. 7 minutes before half-time to be exact. I've really hurt my finger there. I don't know if you could hear that. I whacked it off my table. But it's a great finish by Olise. Gallagher did really well to get that ball into him. Not the easiest finish as well. Keeper didn't move. Into the side of the net. And thankfully, into the corner of the net, I should say. Not the side of the net. Bloody hell, what am I saying? But who cares? It's 1-0. Michael Olise. His third goal in the Champions League and his 6th appearance. Get in there. I said it, we needed to capitalise on that momentum. I just felt like that if we didn't, we'd get punished for it. Oh, and I tell you what, Gallagher just got 1 assist. Can he push us forward here again? Goodrum. Oh, just too slow to release the ball. Will Holmes could have been in there. Good tackle by Spence. Here's Tyler Goodrum. Will Holmes, come on, get into the middle, lad. It's too far out, is it? Oh, Olise, I tell you what! We've scored some beauties in this episode. That would have been up there with the 2 that Diao scored. I think the top 3 goals in this episode were the 2 Diao goals against Leicester and Will Holmes' chip against Liverpool. And that would have been... That probably would have replaced one of those 3 goals had it gone in, but thankfully that does go in from Lisandro Martinez. He gave me a mini heart attack against United. I thought he got injured, but thankfully he recovered, and he's doubled our lead here right on the stroke of half-time. Michael Olise gets a goal and an assist. But I tell you what, the strike that would have been probably goal of the episode, or at least a contender for it, didn't go in, but thankfully the resulting corner led to the goal. And it was Olise, as I say, who whipped in that ball. A brilliant header by Lisandro Martinez. He has scored so many headed goals since we signed him in this career mode. Absolutely fantastic. A 2-0 lead here right in the stroke of half-time. Let's be having you. Get in there. Oh, God. That Forest game got a lot out of me. I tell you what, I got all my swearing out off microphone when that game was happening. So that made me feel like I could release a bit of that frustration. But I feel like I've got it all out of my system now. We're 2-0 up here against Galatasaray. Again, as I say, not an easy place to go, especially for English teams. But we, at the moment, are playing some good football here. And we get the throw in as well here at the start of the second half. Lovely stuff. Gallagher. Martinez. Is Flynn. Spence. Probably a bit of an underrated signing, Spence. He has been a stalwart at right back, I tell you that. He's the Gary Neville of this team. Oh, Olise, nearly getting another one. He has been man of the match today. Does really well as a number 10 too. Especially now with how good Goodrum is doing out on the right. And he does the job out on the left as well. But don't worry, Rhino is not being excluded from the squad. I just felt like with the form that Goodrum is in at the moment and how well Olise does as a number 10, I just thought it was only right to go with that in the starting 11 for this game. There's been no goals in this episode, but he did get the assist of the episode, I'll tell you that. Here's Will Holmes. Oh, that should have been 3-0. Should have been 3-0. We could be 4 or 5 up though at this stage with the amount of chances we've had. We've absolutely been battering Galatasaray here. Martinez for his second of the game. He did win the header. It goes out for another corner. We've had about 50 million corners, it feels like, at this stage. Olise. Martinez again! Oh, can you believe it? Well, he got a brace earlier this season. I think that was against Leeds. And now he's done it in the Champions League against Galatasaray. It's 3-0. And lads, we could have 1 foot in the quarter-final of the Champions League. The Butcher has diced up Galatasaray here. Olise has his second assist of the game. I tell you what, Jamie Carragher, He's made a lot of comments about Lisandro Martinez's height and his physical strength. Martinez shut him up the other day on Sky Sports. And I tell you what, we're shutting him up right here. He scored 2 brilliant headers. He's been an absolute rock-solid defender since we brought him in from United. Oh, and Galatasaray are falling apart here. That's a terrible ball to Olise, but unfortunately, he just loses out in it. Nuno Tavares there with a good interception. But 3-0 up here with half an hour to go. Very, very happy with that. The second leg will be in the next episode. The way things are going, we'll probably just play the highlights of it. Which is good. Which is good. Warren does well to win that header. Oh, Will Holmes, what are you doing? Just did a little fucking twirl there. And let the ball go past him. Here's Dubois. Tavares. Gallagher. Can't get the ball away from him. Is Pop. Oh, it's a good strike, but Bazuna with the save. Well done, Gavin. Well done. It's 25 minutes to go here. Do I want to make any changes? I tell you what, Olise has done really well, but he is a bit tired now, so we will bring on Rhino. And you know what? We'll give Diao a rest as well, because we still have some big games coming up in the Premier League. Lucas can come on and play on the right. May as well, when we have this comfortable lead. It's the only frustrating thing about Olise and Diao. I feel like their stamina seems to drain very quickly. Now listen, they're wingers, so they do a lot of running. But still, I wish their stamina was a bit better. Good ball by Spence. Over to Tyler Goodrum. Oh, he's had a fantastic episode as well, Tyler Goodrum. Can he make it 4-0? Yes, he can. I tell you what, lads, they welcomed us to hell. We've shown them what hell really looks like. Absolutely clinical from Tyler Goodrum. 4-0 up here. We're in the Champions League quarter-final. There's no two ways about it. There is no way we are bottling this. I will even mock their oldest player's age and say that he should be on his fucking pension at the moment. That's how confident I am. And we all know what happens when I mock the ages of older players on this game. It goes terribly wrong, let me tell you that. Go back and watch Turley United if you don't believe me. JJ knows all about it. But we're 4-0 up here. Tyler Goodrum, I tell you what, he was fantastic last season. We obviously made a couple of signings that meant that he wasn't going to start every game, but he's worked his way back into the starting 11, and now I really think that, to be honest, I probably should make that a permanent change. Not to say that Rhino, as I said, he's not being excluded from the team, but I feel like Goodrum should be starting more times than he doesn't. He's been that good. He really has. And I always want to reward good performances. And I mean, he's 2 ratings higher than Rhino as well, so I think it makes sense. And Olise, I tell you what, as a number 10, he is deadly. He really, really is. Good tackle there. But I like how versatile Rhino and Lucas are, because they're obviously both cams, but they can play out wide as well. Can we make it 5-0? Come on. Will Holmes. He's not been at it today, unfortunately. Oh, but he could still be here. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, he could be getting booked there after that challenge. But less than 10 minutes to go now. Lucas wins it back and then runs it out of play. Will Holmes does get a yellow card, but you know what, I'll probably take him off anyway. He's getting a bit tired. We'll bring on Connolly. Goodrum is a little bit tired as well, so I'll put Rhino out wide, drop Goodrum back there and bring on Gergard. Martinez is a bit tired too, so I'll bring on Bush, and that will be our final sub of the game. I think it's a good time to do it though. As I say, still have some big league games coming up. We really are on the road to winning another league title, our first league title. But we won the championship before, so technically we have won a league title in this. But our first official major league title, we are on the verge of doing it. So, want to try and keep the squad as fresh as I can. But still would love to get this 5th goal. Oh, here's Rhino. Come on. Use my words as motivation, Rhino. Oh, I tell you what, he's done well. Oh, he got fouled there, surely. Gergard. Go on, have I even scored at you yet? I don't even know. Well, that was a terrible strike. Unlucky. Unlucky. But the strength and depth we have going forward is fantastic. We've got good depth in this squad. We really, really do. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. Would love a 5th goal here, if we can get it. Lucas, Aaron Connolly, tight angle. But he does win the corner. Davinson Sanchez there with the interception. Galatasaray are going to make one more change. Sergio Oliveira comes on. Probably a bit too late for that. Put Jergard on this corner. Make sure it's a left footer whipping it in. Boosh. I tell you what, if that was Martinez, he probably would have had his hat-trick, but it wasn't to be. Unlucky from Boosh. But that should be that, lads. The referee should blow his whistle now. Come on, ref, blow the bloody whistle. What are you doing? There we go. A 4-0 win here in Istanbul. Fantastic result to bring back to the Kassam. Don't know why our seats are empty when we batter Galatasaray. They need to fix that in the next game. But I'm really, really happy with that. Overall, quite a strong episode. Really disappointed about the FA Cup. The treble dream, unfortunately, is over, but the European double is very much on. Lads, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I really, really appreciate it. There will be another episode tomorrow, back at the usual time slot of 8 PM Irish and UK time. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless.